Good morning everyone. In this video I'm going to be analysing the live price action for EU and DXY to see what opportunities there may be today. You're going to see my analysis and my strategy, so if you're interested in that then please stick around. Right, let's get started here on the daily. On the top is EU, on the bottom is DXY. So what we're seeing on the daily, well, yesterday we had a massive bullish day. Right, we finally came up, we took our previous weekly high out and filled this daily fair value gap or imbalance and closed out as a rather bullish day, obviously. Now, so far this morning, you can see we've taken out our previous daily high overnight in Asia, and that's given us a bearish reaction from that buy side liquidity sweep. Of course, we still have our previous daily lows and previous weekly lows here intact. So after a bullish day like this, which is quite massive engulfing, which was very much news motivated, we leave behind loads of imbalances on the lower time frame. So price looks like it's taking a buy side liquidity and seeking out some sort of discount POI. So we'll see that on the lower time frame. Inversely on DXY, you can see we've swept our previous daily low. We didn't quite close that daily fair value gap, and we've obviously still got these discount POIs and premium POIs here. So after some sort of pullback, we may see price continuing bearish on DXY possibly. So I think the daily is quite clear. We're still in the discount of the daily leg, obviously, but I think it's quite clear, and we can move on to the lower time frame and see what that shows us. So it's more obvious here on the 4 hour. We had, like I said yesterday, our SMC divergence, which was an early sign of strength when we didn't make the lower low on EU. We then had that bullish day, news motivated, pushed price finally up. We had that big bullish day closing out above the previous weekly high, mitigated the daily fair value gap, and we've moved kind of into the imbalance area of this 4 hour POI. So internally now you can see again, obviously we are in the discount of the 4 hour leg up here, but internally again we create a higher high from here, and then now high low, high high. So we have started some sort of internal trend, bullish trend now. It looks quite confirmed. As I said, we've left behind an imbalance here, which price may want to fill, but we may see that a bit more clearly on the lower time frame. We can see the sweep from the previous daily high, which is sponsoring this bearish pullback here. Same on DXY. You can see our little sweep of the previous daily low, which is sponsoring this bullish pullback. We don't have the same imbalance. The imbalance is a lot smaller, but price may pull back further because we may see more of an imbalance on the 1 hour or the lower time frame. But again, we see this lower low from here, lower high, lower low, right? And we still have our POI below, which may attract the price but provide some support once we get there. So I think the 4 hour is very clear. There's not much more to speak about, so let's go down to the 1 hour. On the 1 hour, we're moving very bearish at the moment, which is a shame. Doesn't look like we're going to get any pullback to ride this buy side liquidity short down to our POI. But as I say that, of course, we have this order block here in the discount of this leg identified, so from this low to this high up here. Reason why that's the leg for me is because we had this low here, which created a new high, wicked up, took buy side liquidity, pulled back to the 1 hour order block, which then created a new leg, creating a higher high, right? So we got the higher high from here. Obviously this 1 hour POI here was mitigated during this sell side liquidity grab there. So this is the order block that I see, and it's in a discount, so price is drawn towards that, and we have the same opposing order block on DXY, so they're in sync there for me. So yeah, as I said, that's a shame. We look to just be moving with a lot of bearish momentum, and we're probably not going to have anything to get in on that. Maybe we'll get some sort of pullback around here now because we've taken some of these internal lows, but we'll see that clearly on the M15. So yeah, we're in the premium currently of this 1 hour leg, this internal 1 hour leg, and we're heading towards this discount POI. So I think price action is very clear at the moment. There's not loads to say because it is so obvious. We've got our leg, we're in the premium, we've swept buy side liquidity already in Asia, and we're bearish. We're now heading towards a discount. So we'll probably see what price does in that discount or around this area. So let's go down to the M15 and see what opportunities that's showing for today. So here on the lower time frames, I think the best scenario or opportunity is going to come within this POI here, which obviously inverse on DXY is within this POI. I think we need price to pull down to this POI to then trade with the internal trend bullish back up until this area to make a new higher high. So what I'd want to see is price come down into this area, create some structure, maybe sweep its low as usual, and then we get that break of structure above the recent high, and we get our pullback down to the lower time frame order block or imbalance to trade upwards, right? So we want to make this sort of position here. So sell side liquidity grab in a POY, right? Or the POY just to hold and cause this breaker structure. Clear breaker structure with momentum above the previous highs. Corrective pullback if possible, leaving some sort of inducement above the imbalance and order block POY that we want to trade from. And then we have our order set already with the stop loss below the lows. You know, you can trade up to the previous high, you can trade up to the possible week high, right? Wherever you want, and your trading plan says you're the most successful at. So for me, it's just to trade for 3%, but that would be with this internal trend, this new bullish pullback internal trend. We still have these POIs drawing on price. We're creating higher lows and higher highs on the higher time frame, right? So weak highs, if this low holds, once we get this structure and break, it would indicate a possible weak high up here. So bullish to me is the way to go from this area. I don't think there's any opportunities that are clear right now for shorts. There's possibly lower time frame continuations. So let's check the M5. So around where that M15 imbalance is here, you can see, of course, we've already got a breaker structure on the M5, and you could possibly use this imbalance area here as a POI to short from with your, you know, stop just above the high, or maybe you want to cover a bit higher up, and you can trade down into this POI here. Now, this is obviously lower quality trading in my opinion. However, it may play out if you're comfortable with that risk. This sort of trade here is definitely there. I like this sweep of internal liquidity above. So if I'm going to look at anywhere, maybe even above these highs here as an inducement. So if you was to move that to there, maybe these will be used as an inducement now for price to continue down within that trend, because I like this order block up here. Why? Because obviously it swept liquidity to the left. Now obviously this string of up candles here, which mitigated this area, is also an order block, right? So price could, of course, respect this area here, this order block with the imbalance as well. So, you know, you could find an entry around this area and maybe continue downwards towards this draw and POI. I'm not going to get dragged into that too much because it is probably the lower quality trade. I do prefer this opportunity here going with our new bullish trend. That's the opportunity I see. I hope that was clear. I hope you gained value from that. Any questions, let me know in the comments. Remember to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys soon.